and clerk of Orphans Court. He resides in his hometown of St. Clair with his wife, Bernadette. They have 2 children, Patrick, 9, and Allison, 7, who both attend St. Stephen's Regional Catholic School. In addition to serving as Register of Wills, he is also co-chairman of the Schuylkill County Bicentennial Committee, working on producing a commemorative publication to celebrate our 200th anniversary next year. He is also chairman of Friends of the NRA Banquet Committee, former member of the St. Clair Borough Council and council president, past president of the Schuylkill County Boroughs Association. He is a member of the Register of Wills and Orphan Court Association of Pennsylvania and a member of St. Clair of Assisi's Parish in St. Clair. And I'm honored because Mike is a friend and he's a man. Anytime you need anything, you call on this gentleman, you get it. Without further ado, Mike McCord, please. I'm only going to speak for about 45 minutes, so. When I was asked to speak here today, I had no idea what I was going to talk about. Everyone recalls the Memorial Days of their youth, the holiday known as the beginning of summer. Backyard barbecues, baseball, swimming, parades, picnics and block parties. I wanted to reach deeper than that. So I asked around for some advice about what I should talk about. And one piece of advice I received was I should talk about something personal, which seemed like a pretty good idea. So I searched my memory for something personal I could talk about that would be appropriate for a Memorial Day ceremony. I came up with a few initial ideas, but nothing was the kind of thing that fit the occasion. Then last Sunday, I ran into a family friend who, without realizing it, gave me some great inspiration and help in writing this speech. About 10 years ago, at a Memorial Day service, not unlike this one, I had an experience which would have an inspirational effect on my life. The man speaking that day was a Vietnam veteran, and known locally for his accomplishments after his service to our country. It wasn't so much what he said that day that moved me, although his speech was moving. What affected me was the courage he demonstrated, not on the battlefield, that was evident. It was the courage of struggling through his descriptions of those horrible experiences that war robbed him of his comrades in arms. As he spoke that day of fallen friends claimed on the battlefield by the ravages of war, he was visibly choked with emotion. Not often are we willing to put ourselves through such emotional wringer publicly, especially we men. It moved me that he would step so visibly outside of his comfort zone to honor his fellow veterans and friends. It would not be until a few years later, when I was asked to speak about a gut-wrenching personal experience of my own, that the impact of that Memorial Day speech returned to me. The battle that man fought that day on a stage in the auditorium of the St. Clair Elementary School inspired me to put aside my personal fears and face my emotions in the hope I could help others by sharing my personal experiences in spite of the emotional pain. That experience proved to be a pivotal event in my life. It helped me to heal and grow, and I hope that it helped others to heal and grow as well. It was his gift of courage in speaking about his fallen comrades that resonated with my experiences in my life, even though the experience was so different. I was inspired to make my own step outside my comfort zone. My friend Ed Sirianni is something of a modern-day troubadour. He wrote an International Poets Society award-winning poem dedicated to the men and women we lost on 9/11, called Some Gave All. He had that poem made into a poster and hand-delivered it to every U.S. capital, Pearl Harbor, and the American Cemetery at Omaha Beach. I mentioned to Ed when our paths crossed last weekend that I might like to use this speech in my presentation today. But Ed, in his usual fashion, did me one better. He stopped by my office with a stack of letters, poems, and various essays from which I might pull some quotes to use commemorating our fallen veterans. It was a poem of his which I will read for you now, which put me in mind of the earlier story. One Christmas morning, a tribute to my old friend, Joe Hashin. Joe's name appears here on the memorial. It's Christmas morning, 2006. I jump up from bed, throw on shoes, no socks of note. Off I go to pick up Molly 11 to 706. We'll be in car most of the time. Who needs a coat? I have to find gas because fuel light has been on since last night. To find station, drive different routes. But no luck. Nothing open there or about. So it's off to complete my task. Just dawn, dark, bending to light. I glance over to see what I don't normally pass on this morning flight. The Vietnam Veterans Memorial of Schuylkill County. On this very early holiday dawn, where my thoughts shoot to my old buddy, Joe Hashin, whose name is inscribed there. I pull in and stop the car near the wall. Get out in temp up to 28, but somehow it doesn't seem cold at all. I guess because it's September 1968. Joe and I are shipping out this fall. He's so excited. Can't wait to go. And I'm not like that at all. Unsure and clueless, not knowing what I know. I see us standing there, that warm September day so long ago. We each wish each other well and to take care. Shake hands and bid ourselves a fond farewell. Yet where we go. In less than a year's time, I'm told, I would never see you again. Funny how you never forget something of old, even after all these so many years, old friend. Your name engraved there many times I've seen, and I wonder, alas, how many Christmases has it been? 38. It's been 38 that have come and passed. Standing there, I say a little prayer for you and your family, and surely reason, to give thanks for your unequaled sacrifice and care. For all of us who came back to share our many Christmases, Christmas season. The night light blinks off that lit the ground. I give a solitary salute to one I wish had more times for us to renew. Turn and walk away. My left cheek, a tear runs down. Rest well, Joe. For God and country, you've done all asked of you. Ed Sirianni, 12/25/2006. The pain and sorrow evident in that poem, and the pain and sorrow shared that day in St. Clair are both gifts of tribute. Both gifts resonate with us. The way a note of music played on different instruments may not sound exactly the same, but it's easy to recognize and know. That pang of loss unites us in our purpose today, to honor our lost loved ones, our husbands and fathers, wives and mothers, sons and daughters, brothers and sisters who have given their lives for our freedom. We owe those deaths, those lives that have been sacrificed, a debt of honor. And I'd like to quote for you now from Lincoln's Gettysburg Address. He said it better than I ever could. The world will know nor long remember what we say here, but it can never forget what they did here. It is for us, the living, rather to be dedicated here to the unfinished work which they who fought here have thus far so nobly advanced. It is rather for us to be here dedicated to the great task remaining before us, that from these honored dead we take increased devotion to that cause for which they gave the last full measure of devotion. That we here highly resolve that these dead shall not have died in vain, that this nation, under God, shall have a new birth and liberty, and that government of the people, by the people, and for the people, shall not perish from this earth. I'd like to leave you with one final poem from Ed Sirianni, Tribute to the Fallen. Here are the faces of our brave women and men, whom into harm's way we surely did send. This war, as others has had words cast, freedom is not free, does entice. And certainly it is true, for these honored souls gave the ultimate price. They hail from all parts of this great land, Amarillo, Texas, to Lewistown, Maine, Oswan, Iowa, and Mesa, Arizona. From every hill, valley, shore, and plain. They were youthful, 18, mature, 50. We called them brother, mom, sister, dad, each with dreams and hopes for tomorrow. All things, as Americans, we wish they still had. We will be grateful and give cheer to our returning sons and daughters for their parts. But for the fallen, we should give them a special tribute and hold precious, always, in our collective hearts. Thank you for having me here today, and God bless America. Thank you, Mike, for those inspiring words. We're not
now going to have a song by Diane Reuter.
Beside his daddy, watched the soldiers marching by. It was Veterans Day and he wondered, there were tears in Daddy's eyes. Later they laid flowers beside a monument of stone. He said, son, my daddy went to fight. He didn't make it home. Fallen, not forgotten. He was a hero who stood so tall, and forever we will remember with honor and glory he gave his all. They left behind their families and the towns where they were born for the rice paddies of Vietnam and the sands of Desert Storm. There were soldiers in Korea, World War I and World War II. They paid the price, some gave their lives as they fought for me and you. Fallen, not forgotten, they were the heroes who stood so tall, and forever we will remember with honor and glory they gave their all. Freedom is a blessing, but freedom has a price. We must remember those who've paid it with their lives. Remember the fallen, not forgotten. They were the heroes who stood so tall, and forever we will remember with honor and glory, honor and glory, honor and glory. They gave their all.
Thank you, Diane. Are there any Gold Star mothers here? Are there any Gold Star mothers here? If they are, would you please proceed to the white tent there? What we're going to do is we're going to have our Commander Bruce Johnson, and I only see one Gold Star mother here today, which is Sally McMargo, and you're going to present the wreath at the tomb. Please. Welcome, I forgot. There's a group of ladies standing over here trying to hide in the trees. Did any